All right, how we doing? Ready to go? All right. A couple years ago, I was on tour in Europe, and one of the countries that I stopped in, I had my band with me. We played 3 shows in the Netherlands. And at the first show in the Netherlands, I played this song. And I told the audience that I was proud of having written it because it was the only song that I'm aware of that is about romance and cannibalism. and, it, and at the end of the night, this little old Dutch lady came up to me and she handed me a handwritten note. And she said, "This is an old Dutch song. It's about romance and cannibalism." So the next night at the second show in the Netherlands, I told this story, including that last part. And I swear to God, at the end of that show, another little old Dutch lady came up to me with another handwritten note with another old Dutch song about romance and cannibalism written on it. I was like, okay, Dutch people. Clearly, I underestimated you. But at the third night, I was like, third night in the Netherlands, I was like, if anybody can make this 3 for 3, you gotta talk to me after the show. And some guy did it. He had a third one for me. And I have 2 takeaways from that experience. One is that we need to learn more about the Dutch, what's going on over there. And 2, I looked up the songs that they gave me, and they're way more brutal and graphic than mine is. So don't worry, mine's not that bad. It's called The Captain's Daughter, Part 1. I'm staring across the deck up at the captain's daughter, and her eyes look brighter than the sun on the water. Boys, that's right. Boys, that's right. I hear they were setting sail tonight. She lets me look just from a distance, and she won't speak to me, but when I sing, she still listens. Late at night, late at night, without a single speck of land in sight. Her dress was bright green and embroidered. Yeah, honey, I know, 'cause I've been staring at her since the day that we boarded. I've been staring at her thigh, and I'm looking at it in a brand new light. See, first it was in the heat of passion, but it's been 15 days since we exhausted all of the rations. Boys, that's right. Boys, that's right. Now I'm looking at her with an appetite now. I was thinking about Looney Tunes when I wrote that line. There's always the one little animal character that gets really hungry and they look at that other little animal character and there's like a mirage and the other one turns into a giant honey-baked ham for a second. And I was like, that's what I'm trying to say here. That's what I need to say. Hey, I'm gonna make her mine. How many times have you heard that song? You never figured out the game. I didn't used to talk about what it was about before I played the song, and the response was always funny because I find you need to be more explicit than you think you need to be with this stuff. And there was always like the one person that got it, and it would be really funny for them because I didn't give them any sort of like clue ahead of time. But everyone else would be like, "What the hell is this guy singing about?" You know. I'm used to getting these spam emails like almost every day, actually probably every day, and they're musician specific. They always read like this. Hi, at Marty O'Reilly Music. I just found you on Instagram. My name is Jen, and I have this opportunity for you. It's probably like a PR campaign or something, which is such a joke. If you play music, don't spend money on that. And the worst part about it is that if you don't respond to them, they keep emailing you. They follow up over and over again, still sort of pretending like they're a real person that found you and didn't just use a program to harvest your soul. Your email address is what I was going to say from your website. And I got this email a couple months ago, and it was like, "Hi, I'm Ben, and I just found you on Instagram." And I was like, "Sure you did, Ben." And they were like, "I'm a producer for NBC's The Voice, and I would love to talk to you." And I was like, "Okay, Ben, but you have to have a Zoom meeting with me so I can see that you're not a robot." And he was like, "Okay." And I was like, "What?" I forwarded the email to some industry people, and they were like, "No, this is real." And I was like, "Dear Ben, I'm so sorry I thought you were a robot. You don't have to have a Zoom meeting with me." And Ben was like, "It's cool. The internet's a weird place, Marty." And I was like, "I like your vibe." And I was like, "Okay, so let's talk." And he was like, "Okay, so we do these special private auditions, and we want to invite you to come do one. It's nice because you don't have to wait in line all day. You have a specific time slot. And we're doing them, on this date in Los Angeles and Nashville, if you can make it. You can also do it on the internet, but we recommend coming in person." I was like, "Man, I'm going to be on tour, but I could fly in from tour and then fly back to tour and just come do it." So they're like, "Okay." I was like, "Cool. What do I do?" And they're like, "Prepare 4 of your recognizable covers." And I was like, "Ben, I don't do recognizable covers. Like, clearly you don't know my music that well." So I had to learn. I literally don't do any recognizable covers. And So I had to learn 4 from scratch in like 2 weeks and know them well enough to the point where I felt comfortable, performing them for this. So immediately I was like, what am I gonna do? And then my gut chimed in, and it was like, do this song, Marty. And I was like, okay, gut, because my gut's always right about everything. It's really weird. And then I told my wife the idea, and she was like, huh. And then I told my best friend, and he's like, huh. And then I told my bandmates, and I was like, and everyone's making this noise when I tell them. So I was like kind of setting them up to like give me positive feedback. And then I told them it, and they're like, interesting. I was like, God damn it, what is the deal? Anyway, I stuck with gut, and I want to play you the first song that I did for that audition.